Hello, I'm Dr. Anjali Bhalchandra. Today we'll be discussing about one more type of PSK, that is QPSK and MREPSK. Basically, we should know why we are studying these three types of phase shift key. The motivation behind using QPSK and MREPSK is the bandwidth. As we shift from BPSK to QPSK and QPSK to MREPSK, bandwidth requirement is reduced. As we all know that whenever we try to design a communication system, we definitely try for lesser usage of the bandwidth. That is the basic motivation behind using these PSK methods. Later on, we'll be studying about the block diagram description, the mathematical representation and formulation, and the comparison between all three types of phase shifting methods. Mathematically, we are going to prove that as we shift from BPSK to MREPSK, the bandwidth requirement is reduced. Let us assume that n be the n represents number of bits required to represent a symbol. So bandwidth in PSK modulation generalized equation can be given as 2 into FB divided by n. In case of BPSK, we are using only one bit to represent a symbol. So n is equal to 1, that is BPSK bandwidth is equal to 2 into FB divided by 1 is equal to 2 into FB. Then we shift to QPSK where we are using 2 bits to represent one symbol. So n is equal to 2 and it is represented as 2FB divided by 2 is equal to FB. So transition from BPSK to QPSK will lead to reduce the bandwidth requirement by almost half, or it is exactly half. You can make out here it is 2FB and here it is FB. As we go on increasing the number of bits used to represent a symbol, the bandwidth requirement reduces. In case of MREPSK, if we are using n number of bits to represent a symbol, we will be getting 2 into FB divided by n. So if we make comparison, bandwidth for MPSK is smaller than bandwidth for QPSK, is smaller than bandwidth of BPSK. This is the main reason why we need to shift from BPSK to QPSK or MREPSK. So going to the basics is how we go for transition from BPSK to QPSK. BPSK is one symbol, one bit is required. In case of QPSK, as I told, it is 2 bits per symbol. So 2 bits are lumped together to form a symbol. So 4 different symbols can be generated, which are represented by 00, 01, 10 and 11. In case of second point of transition is BPSK, the signal change occurs at bit rate FB, whereas in case of QPSK, signal change occurs at half bit rate. That is, symbol frequency Fs is equal to FB by 2 is the change where change occurs. So generalized equations and the symbol representation is given here. As we know that 2 bits per symbols are required, n is equal to 2, so symbol time is equal to ts into 2 is equal to 2 into tb. So if we rearrange this particular equation, it can be represented as symbol time is equal to symbol frequency is equal to bit frequency divided by 2. This one again, that is 2 raised to n. 2 is equal to 2 raised to 2 as we are using 2 bits per symbol. So it becomes 4. So 4 different stages or phase states are used to represent 4 different symbols when we are using 2 bits or when we are lumping together 2 bits to represent a symbol, that is QPSK. Here one of the possibility is shown where 00 is represented by 0 phase state, 01 is represented by pi by 2 phase state, and so on. There are other ways also to represent the symbol. A generalized equation for QPSK can be represented as Si of t. I represents this symbol, first symbol, second symbol, third symbol and fourth symbol. It also leads to different phase states also. Let us take a look. Si of t is equal to AC into cos of 2 pi epsilon t plus 2I minus 1 into pi by 4. I can have value, this being QPSK quadrature, I has got 4 values, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of the possible combination, this is one of the possible combination, this is another possible combination is 0, 0, this symbol can be represented by first stage phase state of S1 of, that is represented by S1 of t is equal to AC into cos of 2 pi epsilon t. Here we are going to represent I is equal to 1, substitute I is equal to 1. So it gives a value of cos of 2 pi epsilon t plus pi by 4. When we substitute I is equal to 2, we will be getting cos of 2 pi epsilon t plus 3 pi by 4. For third symbol, it is 2 cos of 2 pi epsilon t plus 5 pi by 4, and so on. The last one is one which is representing the symbol 1, 1 is equal to S4 of t and is equal to AC into cos of 2 pi epsilon t plus 7 pi by 4. Take a close look at QPSK transmitter. For any PSK, you need to have carrier frequency, which is, and a data stream. So data stream B of t is represented here. Then this being QPSK, actually this has got two BPSKs. This you can make out. This is the first BPSK and this is another BPSK. Of course, the pre-processing is totally different. Here the basic clock frequency whose time period is equal to TB is given as input to the toggle flip-flop and it is divided by 2. To generate another clocks which are represented as even clock and odd clock. So if we take a close look at this, we have two D type of flip-flop. This one is represented as even and this is represented as odd. For both of them, data stream is given as one of the input and second input for D type of flip-flop is even clock. For the odd type of the D type of flip-flop, you have one input as B of t and another input as odd clock. Odd and even clocks are, their active edges are separated by time period 2 into TB. Let us take a close look at this. Like active edge of the clock is downward edge, basically this one. The toggle flip-flop is a clock whose time period is bit time is equal to TB as represented here. The toggle flip-flop generates odd and even waveform having period is equal to 2 into TB. So you can make out a dot, this particular circle indicates they are opposite to each other. So you can easily make out how even clock and this is odd clock is represented. Active edge of the odd clock and active edge of the even clock are separated by TB. I make this correction. Active edge of odd clock and active edge of even clock is separated by TB. What is active edge of the clock? Is the downward edge. So this downward edge and this downward edge of even and odd clocks are separated by TB. Bit stream is applied as input to both the type of flip-flop. One is driven by odd clock and another is driven by even clock. These two, even and odd, these are handled by the odd type of the D flip-flop and these are handed over by even type of the D flip-flop. So now the difference between BPSK and QPSK starts. That is, this particular flip-flop handles only odd number of bits. Like this particular odd D type of flip-flop will register bit 1, which is coming from B of t. Will register bit 1 and holds it for 2 into time period. Then it will register bit 3, which is coming from B of t and holds it for 2 TB. Then it registers bit 5 and holds it for time period 2B, and this continues. Similarly, the D type of flip-flop, which is working for working for even numbers, is it registers the bit 2 and holds it for 2 TB. This bit number 2 is coming from B of t to this particular location. Then it registers bit 4 and holds it for time period 2B. Then it registers bit 6 and it holds for time period 2 TB. This continues. I mean 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Once D type of flip-flop, it registers and holds for 2 2 into TB. It generates only even type of bit stream, that is represented by BE of T, and odd type of D type of flip-flop generates only odd type of the bit stream, that is 1, 3, 5, 7 so on. Now this is treated as input for the balance modulator or the multiplier. The second input for this multiplier is the carrier frequency, that is PS into square root of PS into sine of omega ct. Similarly, for even data stream, now this is even data stream and this is odd data stream. So even data stream is given as input to multiplier or balance modulator. So another input for this multiplier is square root of PS into cos of omega ct. And then these two outputs, which are represented by SE of t and SO of t, these are added together and you are getting QPSK output at this particular point. I would like to show you one example with this. Just as an example, B of t is taken as 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1. A random example I am taking. This is a clock which is given as input to this toggle flip-flop. This is odd clock which is generated at the output of toggle flip-flop and is given as input to the D type of flip-flop. I think you can understand the meaning of this particular symbol, this one. So why even and odd are totally out of phase. Then you have a even clock which is also output of the toggle flip-flop. Now what I told you in previous slide is bit 1 is registered by D type of the flip-flop, that is odd D type of the flip-flop, and it holds it for time period 2 TB. Then the second bit is registered by even type of the D type of flip-flop and it will hold it for 2 into time period 2 into TB. Then third bit will be registered with D type of odd D type of flip-flop. Then fourth will be registered with the even type of D type of flip-flop, and it goes on. All bits are held at the respective flip-flop for time period 2 TB. Then the odd and even data stream, they will be multiplied with the respective carrier frequencies and then given as input to the adder. Then QPSK even, QPSK odd are generated and they will be added. Let us go to these diagrams are taken from Top, Schilling and Saha, that is Principles of Communication Systems by Top, Schilling and Saha. The next slide. We have these waveforms in detail. The same thing is being explained here. With the same statements, let us just repeat with respect to the waveforms at various points. The toggle flip-flop is clock whose period is the bit time TB. The active toggle flip-flop generates the odd and even waveforms having time period 2 into TB. You can make out the time period also. This is one time period. This is the downward edge, which is active edge, and this is one time period. But in case of odd and even clocks, it becomes 2 into TB.